Hello, I am Dr. Sura Grumet, and I'm here today to talk to you about mindful aging. I am the founder and consultant, as well as the author of the title of the same. And as a daughter, mother, and physician, as a geriatric family and hospice physician of 20 years, I myself am also navigating that delicate balance between being a mother, caregiver of friends and family who are aging, and working, and also trying to show up for myself. And I wanted to talk about some techniques that I can share with you all today to help strategize, to find things that are rooted in compassion and practicality, as well as mindfulness for yourself. Let's start with talking about your aging parents or person that you're helping to care for. The first thing that we need to do, and the most respectful thing that we can do, and also will help us, is to ask them what matters to you most. Is it staying at home? Is it spending time with your grandkids or friends? Is it preserving your independence? Or are their goals something different? And finding out what those goals and values are can really lay a foundation for them, as well as you as the person who is working with them to help them achieve these goals. I think we forget that really basic step, and that can lead to clashes, because we need to understand that that person's goals and values may not match exactly with our own. So being aware of those is really important. So the step 2 is to explore plans and resources. So really important. And some people have been really good about planning, saving for their, when they're older. Sometimes the people that we're helping care for are younger and not expecting to need as much assistance at this time. So really finding out who that person is, what their resources are, not trying to be intrusive, but really know what their finances are, what kinds of insurance they may have, and getting that all laid out on the table so that before there's another emergency, because usually by the time you've taken on this role, something has happened that kind of had you step up to the plate. So getting that sorted out can really help you and the person that you're trying to help. Then step 3 would be know their medical issues. I, as a physician, obviously this stuff comes naturally to me. I've trained for it for 20 years plus medical school and residency, not expecting people in general to have in-depth understanding of medical problems, but knowing a list of what their problems are, having a list of what medications they're on, having a list of maybe what specialists those that your folks are consulting with can be really important, is really important. Having that at your fingertips. Luckily these days we do have access to a lot of the stuff on MyChart, so it's electronic records that are easy to keep kind of in order. You can have your loved ones share that with you, or whomever your team is, to make sure that you are staying on top of that with them. Step 4 is to understand their disabilities. So it's really important for you, kind of going back to their goals and values, to find out what are their disabilities right now. So working with experts, their physician, and maybe an occupational or physical therapist or a speech therapist, to find out exactly what the disabilities are, what they've kind of done all their lives, and what they are really needing help with now. Is their vision impaired now and they can't drive? Is their hearing so impaired that they don't seem to be understanding instructions? It may not be memory, it could be just hearing loss. And finding these simple things out can really go a long way with you helping to support your person. Also finding out if they have already sought out those types of resources, such as therapists or not, is really helpful, because if they haven't yet, that's going to be on your list of things to start getting ready for them. If they haven't yet, then asking for those resources is going to be on your list. So step number 5 is to create a safety plan. What I like to think of is before there's an emergency, make sure there are some plans in place, such as like fall prevention. Part of this could be medication management. Some people accidentally take too many or forget them. Maybe they're on too many medicines now. This is my pet peeve as a geriatrician, really finding out and kind of fine-tuning and honing in on which medications, because a lot of them as we get older can lead to falls. Finding out transportation for your folks. If they used to drive but now they aren't, you can look into transportation that's free or very cheap, that's easy to access in your area. Things like daily activities are really important, things that we take for granted that we do, whether it's getting dressed, getting up out of bed safely, brushing our teeth and washing our face. These things are not always as easy as they used to be, and making sure that these things are in place safely in the home can really go a long way for your loved one's safety. And if there is an issue, then finding a way through therapy, such as occupational or physical therapy, to get things in the house that you may need to help keep them safe. And now let's talk about you. You as the caregiver, as maybe the daughter, niece, best friend, whatever it is. This is your caregiver self-check-in, okay? It's really important that you are taking care of you before you can help somebody else. I know this sounds cliche, but it truly is, in my experience, it's so true. Are you getting the nutrition that you need? Are you getting the sleep that you need? Are you getting the quiet time and connection that you need with your loved ones? Are you getting exercise? Remember, to me, these are not considered luxuries. These are essential, because if you aren't taking care of yourself, then you will not have energy to help take care of your loved one or friend. Realistic expectations are next, something that I really want to set on the table and talk about. Setting realistic expectations for yourself as a family member, caregiver, whatever it is that you are for your loved one. You are only human, okay? And I'm sure you're a wonderful, smart, organized person, but also remember that it is really essential that you put in realistic expectations of what you can do on your own before you get burned out, okay? I see this all the time, that there may be a large family, but maybe they're spread over different states or in different countries, so it falls on you, who's maybe local, or that's just your forte. But remember, you can't do it all. Even though in America it is difficult to kind of collect resources and find out what is out there, there are things that can be there to help you. And I really want you to take some time to shift striving for perfection for yourself and your loved ones to practicing being present and practicing self-care and love. This is really going to go a long way for the longevity of your helping your loved one. And then really just remember that caregiving is not just a role, it's a relationship. And that's one that you have to work on. And it's rooted in mutual respect, communication, and boundaries. And at Mindful Aging, that's something that we can work on with you as well. In my book that's out and newsletter, I really look forward to continuing this conversation with you all. Thank you.